Hello, magical people. Hope you're all doing very well. My name is Meg Moonbeam, and welcome back to the Daily Astro Show here on the Meg Moonbeam and Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. How is everybody doing out there? This is going to be a very intense and interesting week astrologically, as I'm going to share about in today's show. So, little bit of some funky energies going on. I'm going to talk about, this Sun square Saturn, Mars square Pluto that we're having. So I hope you're all doing well, but wouldn't be surprised if some of us out there are feeling a little bit on edge, a little bit funky, tired, moody. So I'm curious, let me know if you're watching the live chat or the comments below, how you guys are feeling today. And before we get into it, want to mention, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Meg Moonbeam YouTube Rumble channels, as well as the Beyond Mystic YouTube and Rumble channels. And thank you all so much for all your support in liking, sharing, and subscribing. And also, I do personal astrology readings that are available at consultations.beyondmystic.net. The link is in the description box of this video if you'd like to have an in-depth astrology reading with me. I'm currently offering looking at your year ahead with the astrological transits, personal forecasts, 1 hour solar return readings, and also 1 hour birth chart readings. So yeah, Monday, June 10th. How is everybody feeling? We had exact Sun square Saturn yesterday, Sunday, June 9th. And tomorrow we're having exact Mars square Pluto, adverse aspects at the beginning of this week with all of the malefic planets. So this is pretty intense. Carolyn is saying funky, tired, moody. That fits. Well, that makes sense, Carolyn. The signs that are going to be the most affected by the Sun square Saturn are the Leos, because they're ruled by the Sun, Geminis, because the Sun is in Gemini, Saturn, Capricorns and Aquarians, because they're ruled by Saturn, and the Pisces, because Saturn is in Pisces. So Leos, Geminis, Capricorns, Aquarians, and Pisces, 5 signs that can be really feeling this Sun square Saturn, which is, heavy energy. Granddaddy Saturn is the heaviest planet. He brings us reality checks. He brings us, he can make us in adverse aspects feel a little bit more hard on ourselves than usual, or we can be very critical of situations, people around us. So there's a way that we can work with the Sun square Saturn today, even though it was exact yesterday and over the next couple of days, is to pay attention to the practical side of life, to pay attention to any reality checks that are coming up, and not doing spiritual bypassing, not poo-pooing if there's anything that we need to be taking care of. So really paying attention to, again, practical side of life, being grounding, being discerning of energies, especially also because we've got Mars square Pluto, which is going to be exact tomorrow. But as of right now, Mars is now at 1 degrees of Taurus, in square to Pluto at 1 degrees of Aquarius. So we are feeling it strong today. And Mars square Pluto in astrology is one of the most intense and even potentially volatile and violent aspects. Mars and Pluto are the 2 planetary rulers of the sign of Scorpio. So they're about intensity, drama, anger, frustration, conflict. So there can even be a theme for a lot of us. And sorry, my phone is like going off like crazy. Let me turn this off. Just 1 second. I thought I turned it off, but I didn't. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, there can be a theme of frustration, tension, conflict. DD Lucas is saying feeling anxious and very tired. So yeah, it's good for us to be spending some time outside, to be putting extra energy towards, uplifting ourselves, uplifting our vibration, because in the collective unconscious and conscious, it is a intense and kind of conflicting vibe. And especially if you are in Europe at the moment. So I did my weekly Beyond Astro forecast yesterday on the Beyond Mystic channels, and I talked about the astrology of Europe at the moment. And I also put out a TikTok video on my social medias talking about how the astrology for the European Union is absolutely bonkers for this week with the Sun square Saturn and the Mars square Pluto, with the Mars at 1 degrees of Taurus is exactly conjunct the midheaven of the European Union in square to Pluto. So for those of you who don't know, Europe just had we just had elections over here in Europe where I'm located, and it was quite shocking to a lot of the powers that be, because the far right, the more conservative leaning parties kicked absolute butt. And there's a lot of powers that be that are not happy about that. And DSTJ says Macron is in trouble. He is definitely in trouble. And as I predicted in my video yesterday, I said we're going to see one or more than one world leader have a total hissy fit public freak out because the results were not what they wanted. And for those of you who haven't heard, Macron has put out that there's going to be a snap election in France, and it was very dictatorial. He put out this video to France yesterday where he was like, he was saying something along the lines of, we cannot be having results like this. This does not represent France, and this is not good for Europe. So I am calling a snap election. So Macron is having a little bit of a freak out, as I predicted. And I think we're going to see more of the leaders have little freakouts, have little hissy fits, and there can be tension between them. So for Europe, this is very intense, even volatile energy. I'm not saying it's the end of the world. I'm not saying something really bad is going to happen, just that it is tense, and to be discerning of where you go if you're in Europe at the moment, any big cities, any protests with Uranus conjunct the moon, just doing extra self-care, being extra mindful of your surroundings, because I think there will be some developments. Even though the election results have come in, this is going to go on. We're going to see the events play out for the whole rest of the week. So that's going to be really interesting. But no matter where we're located in the world, today going into tomorrow with this Mars square Pluto, again, it is a tense aspect where with the Mars square Pluto, if you are a Scorpio, an Aries, a Taurus, or an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, you are going to be feeling this the strongest. Or if you have any placements around 1 degrees of Taurus or 1 degrees of Aquarius, the signs and the degrees of this Mars square Pluto, we can be seeing power struggles in our personal lives and power struggles in the collective as well. So I've been really guided to share, I'm feeling this message from Spirit of, what is worth the fight? What is actually worth the fight or the conflict? Sometimes when we have adverse astrological aspects, we can be finding in our personal lives we're having really silly arguments or conflicts about things that don't really matter that much, right? Like what kind of restaurant you're going to go to, or what TV show are you going to watch? Like things that are not really that big of a deal. When we're under a Sun square Saturn with a Mars square Pluto, people can just get very easily triggered. So just being aware of and tuning into what is actually, if there is conflict that comes up, and I'm not wishing that upon any of us, I'm just saying this is the astrological weather, just being honest with what is actually worth the fight, what is actually worth the conflict, what is actually worth your energy. And if it's not that big of a deal, let it go and don't take things personally today, going into tomorrow, even for the whole rest of the week, because again, people are very easily triggered at the moment. So y'all know that watch our stros here on Beyond Mystic that we like to tell it like it is. And I'm just being honest with you guys. This is a pretty funky day with the Sun square Saturn and Mars square Pluto, and we're going to be feeling it over the next few days. So if you are feeling a low vibe, a low energy, tired, hard on yourself with the Sun square Saturn, or if you are noticing with the Mars square Pluto, power struggles, you're angry, you're frustrated, just make sure, oh, we're getting a thumbs up. For some reason, there's a thumbs up and fireworks. Okay. I guess it's important what I'm about to say. Just doing extra grounding, doing extra self-love and care, taking care of yourself out there. Like Laura says, walk in the grass, take it easy, listen to some positive music, do something uplifting. Because, yeah, it's some funny astrological vibes at the moment. Tracy66 Tracy says, go out in the sun and sit under a tree. That is some beautiful advice. I think I need to go do that because I haven't been outside yet today. So yeah, getting outside, doing things that raise the vibration. Before I finish up here, I just want to mention very exciting stuff that Janine has now just put out her medicine cards course over on the Beyond Mystic Academy. This is a very special new course. I believe the link is in the description box below, where Janine is teaching about the medicine cards. Learn to use the energies of your totem animals. And I think tonight on the Beyond Mystic Rumble channel, let me just check the time here. At 8 p.m. Eastern, Jean-Claude and Janine will go more in depth about this new course that's available. So go check that out at the beyondmystic.academy. And we've got 20% off coupon code TOTEM20, all in one word. I'm so excited to check out that new course from Janine. Very exciting stuff. And again, I do offer personal astrology readings that are available at consultations.beyondmystic.net. The link is in the description box below. And please remember to like, share, subscribe. And if you really enjoy this content, leave a comment down below. I love you all so much. Tense energy out there, but we're going to get through it. We got a few days of this. So we're all in this together, and I love you all so much. I'm sending so much cosmic love your way. Mwah. Bye, everybody.